Hello there. Welcome to the Awareness Challenge update. So, in case you don't remember, we're doing Awareness Challenge where we're paying attention to our finances, our scrolling habits, all of those things. So, our frequency of posting here is actually, if you've noticed, it's every other day. So, like, this is the third post, but it's day 6, I think, or maybe day 5. I'd have to look again to see. But part of the reset being not spending so much time on social media. It's hard to post every single day and stay up on comments without constantly being on social media. So, in order to keep our awareness check true, it's something that you may notice that we're doing. So, there's that. Kind of like what we've talked about in the other videos, the stuff that surprised me the most has been the little things. Like, I talked about how much we've been saving in the last update, so I won't cover that here. But the fact that every single time we go to the airport, we stop at this one place and we get a deep dish pizza because it's the only place near us that you can get a really good deep dish pizza. Well, because that's been on autopilot, I never stopped and looked at, like, how much is that? Do we really need the pizza? I'm a full figured gal, so a little bit of savings here and there, even in the calorie department, may not be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's also been part of the silliness or the enjoyment, because we try not to take life too seriously since no one gets out alive, and I hope that you remember that. But it's kind of funny to see when you get a little more intentional how much you have that you don't even realize that you have. I think that we've, kind of hit on scarcity as a mindset over a lot of other things, because I have friends that make, $15 an hour, and I have friends that make $50 an hour, and depending on their mindsets, they have a whole lot of freedom and ability to do things that they didn't realize that they could. Now, don't get me wrong, having extra money makes that a little bit easier to do. It's not what I'm trying to say, like, oh, you make $7 an hour, you should be able to buy a mansion. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about our walk, figuring out that if we're a little more intentional, there's a lot more room for abundance and appreciation. So that's been pretty cool. The biggest thing that I want to know from you guys is if anybody's doing this with us. If you're doing this with us, that would be awesome. What's something neat that you've noticed? If you're not doing it with us, but you're like, I'm watching your crazy self go through this, then what's the thing that you want to see? Whether it's you want to see a couple of sheets of actual numbers so you can see what we're dealing with here, if that helps. And I would do it. It's kind of weird to talk about your own finances on social media, but at the same time, we're all about transparency and community. So if me showing you that I was wasting $30 a day on Starbucks helps, I will. If it doesn't, then I won't. So you guys give me some feedback on that and let me know what you think. And then I guess the rest of it is just, this is our today's update. It's recapping what we've been doing, why we're doing it, but most importantly, it's touching base and giving everybody an opportunity to be part of the process. So today, we're going to be going to the airport to pick up some family, which is awesome. We may or may not be getting deep dish pizza because part of the challenge is to not eat out for 30 days. And I get that, but I also have company that's flying in that we're supposed to take out to eat and go do things with. So it's going to be really interesting for me the next couple of days to try and figure out how to balance having company and giving them a great time, visiting with family, but also trying to stick to our 30 days of awareness. And I think that's why an awareness challenge is so important for me, because I don't feel like I'm not allowed to take them out to eat. That's part of the stuff that we budget for in our entertainment budget is for things like this. So I hope that explains some stuff. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and please ask me some questions, tell me your progress, any of those things. And again, huge shout out to George for giving us the, hey, try these 5 things and try to stop doing these 5 things. That's where all of this comes from. So make sure you check him out too.